Hi, my name is Sam Sochet and I'm running for Town Supervisor of Oyster Bay. This town needs solid, experienced leadership, not cronyism. I can provide that. The reason I can provide that is because I'm a longtime resident. I care about this town. I care about your needs. I care about your concerns. So on November 4th, when you go to vote, vote for Sam Sochet. I will really appreciate it, and so will everyone else.
Hello, my name is Dan Smith, and I'm running for the Town of Oyster Bay Town Council. I'm running because my family and I love the Town of Oyster Bay, but we see some fundamental problems in the governance of our town that is created after having the same party in power for over 30 years. When I look at the state of government on the federal and local levels around me, it's absolutely clear that a change is necessary on all those levels. Having just retired after 35 years in education as a teacher, assistant principal, and principal, I'm not a politician. I'll bring common sense and a concern for all the residents of Oyster Bay. Affordability, safety, and equity are all things I will strive to ensure. I'm reaching out to all of you in this manner because each year the Democrats are defeated in the town of Oyster Bay by a very narrow margin. You know, there are more Democrats than Republicans in our town, but we continue to be defeated every year. And that's only because our own registered voters don't come out to vote. So this November 4th, I'm asking you to break the norms and come out to vote for me and vote for the entire slate of Democrats running for the Town of Oyster Bay Town Council. If we don't move the pendulum to the left and it stays in the right, it'll always be wrong.
I'm Ian Steinberg, and I'm running for Oyster Bay Town Council. I am an attorney and public servant with experience in town government, and I live in Oyster Bay with my wife, Alexandra, our daughter, Charlotte, and our dog, Coda. Oyster Bay is a wonderful place to live, but for too many families, it's becoming unaffordable. Home prices have skyrocketed, pricing out many young families and seniors. Childcare costs almost as much as college, and some families are forced to choose between financial security and raising children. For the first time in decades, our town's population is shrinking. The number of empty storefronts is rising, and the prospect of raising a family here and aging in place is falling out of reach. We can either ignore these trends or we can act. I will work to rezone vacant commercial spaces into new housing opportunities. I'll support childcare by helping build cooperatives and partnering with the county and state to provide subsidies for working parents. And I'll work with businesses and labor to keep jobs local, supporting families and protecting workers. These issues are deeply personal to me and my family. Town government can't solve every problem, but we can make life a little easier for working families if we're willing to try. I'm ready to get to work for you, our families, and for Oyster Bay. You ready, Teddy?
Hi, my name is Jyoti Anand, and I'm a candidate for the Town of Oyster Bay Council seat. My family and I have lived in this town for almost 20 years. And one of the very first things I did when I moved to this town was to have a stop sign installed at the end of my street so my kids and their friends could safely cross the street and go to the park. That experience taught me that when neighbors speak up and the government listens, we make a change that's beneficial for the entire town or towns. The current government has been sitting and running this town for almost 25 years. And I understand practically when you're comfortable in your seat for 25 years, you are not interested in listening to any change request. For example, the town hall meetings are held in the morning at 10 a.m. We are all working people. We cannot take a day off every month and go to the town hall at 10 a.m. Perhaps they could have a meeting at 7 p.m. in the evening on a weekday. So we can go out there and make our voices heard. We can ask the questions like, who is planning the budget? Where is my taxpayer money going? When is my street going to be paved? For example, my street has not been paved for the 18 years that I have lived in this house. Look, I'm not running on a flashy, unsustainable platform. I'm running on a very practical platform of making a change that helps and that's accountable for every and counts for every town resident. There are more Democrats in this town than Republicans, yet for 25 years we have not been able to make any changes to this current government. I would be honored and I would request that you go out on November 4th on Tuesday night and go give a vote to make your voice heard. to make a change, to know where your money is going, and to know what are the services that you can benefit from with your money in the town of Oyster Bay. Thank you, and appreciate if you go out there and vote.